Hello, everybody. It's me, Ross, and welcome to the recap. Today, I'm joined by good old Dazza as I get his 5 takeaways from the Blues 1-1 draw at Shrewsbury Town. Dazza, thanks for joining me, first of all. And before we get into our takeaways, your thoughts on your experience at Shrewsbury? I don't know, it was your first time there. Was it your first time?
No, I went there many years ago for a cup game when Roy Keane was manager, and Connor Wickham made his debut and scored 2 goals at the age of like 18 or something. So, no, I've been there before. Nice little ground, a very good League One ground. But yeah, it's not quite the same result. I think we won on penalties.
Yeah,
I think that time. But yeah, another draw in 90 minutes.
Indeed. And let's get cracking then with your takeaways. The first takeaway, well, we scored from a cross, and crossing does work. Norwood on the score sheet, a very fast start.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that more, and I think you would too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not rocket science, and it's always interesting at the start of a game because I think certainly the first 5 minutes, you see what perhaps they've been working on all week. And the first 5-10 minutes, I can't remember us putting in as many crosses. Is probably we did as many crosses in the first 10 minutes as we did for the whole game, put together. So it was get the ball, get it forward, get it in good positions. Either Denancian was overlapping, or it was brought back to the edge of the box and then crossed in. But we were just constantly just finding ways to get the ball in the box. Chaplin almost scored, really good reaction save from the keeper. And then obviously a minute or two later, Norwood scores. So yeah, it's, if you look at Rotherham, people who are experts at getting out of League One, and if any of you watched the FA, whatever it's called, no, it's Papa John's Trophy final. I don't know how many crosses they put into the box. Might have been 3 figures, but it was just get the ball, cross it, and it works. They score goals, and But anyway, that first 5-10 minutes, we were absolutely brilliant. Get the ball in, get it wide, and it doesn't always have to be some bombing on cross, but there's a lot of time it was a little slipped in ball. Luco was linking up really well, but we were just putting the ball in. And then unfortunately, as what's happened a lot of the time in the games, when players got to that position as the game went on, they weren't putting the ball in. They were just passing sideways again or passing back. So crossing definitely works. I would imagine that's a clear message from McKenna and his team, get the ball in good positions and put it in the box. And but we certainly did that for those opening 10 minutes when we were really good. So please just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Put the ball in the box.
Indeed. And you mentioned McKenna. That is your takeaway too. He is wanting the expectations to be still high, although now the next 4 games in the League One are going to be dead rubbers. Maybe not for Wigan and Rotherham. They're still trying to win the title and get promoted, but he's keeping him high.
He is, yeah. And I think the majority of fans are in love with McKenna. I certainly am. I always listen to what he has to say after and before a game. And he said something, and let me just get my notes open here. I just loved his comment after the game when he did his statement. And he said, we shouldn't be comfortable. We should not be comfortable in the game, not comfortable that we have possession, that we're playing the ball through them and have the ball around the box. We shouldn't fall in love with ourselves at that moment. And we should be really determined and really ruthless to score again and kill the game off. And I just love that phrase, that we just shouldn't fall in love with ourselves. And that certainly under Lambert and all the, Town fans have seen a lot of us just having possession. And although our play is so good under McKenna, as I mentioned earlier, there's been too many games where we've been in the lead by a goal and we're just keeping possession, and we're not really just going for it and putting more men in the box. We're just... and it's not possession around the back 4 like we've seen in the past. It's possession in really good forward positions. But then rather than use Denancian to, when he does his overlap, it's no, let him go and let's pass it inside again. So, it's so refreshing to hear him talking like that. He clearly, as you said, keep expectations high. He wants to win every single game. He's not coming out now saying, well, we're looking at next season and, a few games to go. It doesn't matter. None of that. He wants to win every single game. And I think in the week, Burgess came out with a statement, didn't he, saying that they're all playing for their futures for next season. And so that's good. That's a good atmosphere to have in a camp, that none of them are on the beach. None of them are feeling cozy that, they'll be here next season, part of the plan. So they're all, they're all on their toes and trying to do their best. So yeah, great attitude by McKenna, which is no surprise by now. But yeah, I love that. We shouldn't fall in love with ourselves. That was great.
That was great there from McKenna. And third takeaway, and then Dazza, is a running trend with Ipswich Town this season, unfortunately. It's killing games off. Once again, in the lead, cruising, dominating. And out of nowhere, Shrewsbury scored an absolute world of a strike from Sean Wally. What a great finish that was. But it's just like Oxford, and other games, we've been in the lead and we just haven't killed it off. We ain't got the second goal, and it is a frustration.
Yeah, and I think when there'll be inevitable signings in the summer, and I think that's the sort of player that we need to bring in. Our defence, I really don't think needs to be touched. Whether we need more cover, I'm not sure. And Darby's doing well at Salford, and we've got Baggett, obviously, the great hope that we have in under 23s. But yeah, just in those forward positions, clearly there's going to be 1, 2, 3 even strikers brought in, and maybe some more, width maybe. But we need players who are not happy to just be 1-0 up. When you hear, people like Ryan Giggs and people like that talk, they were talking about 2-0 being a dangerous, they would be winning 2-0 and that being dangerous, and they wanted to get the third. And that's the sort of player that we want, with that attitude of, we just need to kill games off. Clearly, every with the exception of, Sunderland and Rotherham and Wigan and those sorts of top teams in this league, everyone else, like Shrewsbury, that we're going to go and see, they expect to get battered. They expect to get beaten, and we shouldn't disappoint them. We shouldn't go along, and just sort of keep things tight. We should go there and absolutely batter them, like Rotherham do, week in, week out. So that's why I hope in the summer we've got some players who have got some trophies on their CV, or people that are just used to winning, and that will help to kind of drive the group on. So more winners and more 2, 3, 4-0 scorelines next season, but not 1-0 squeaky bums till in the 92nd minute. So because that's the only disappointment, isn't it, of this second half of the season under McKenna, is we haven't scored enough goals, and games where we were winning, we then equalised or turned into a draw. So yes, I'm sure he'll fix it. I'm sure he'll fix it in the summer. But yeah, that's my hope for the summer. More signings who want us to just batter teams. That's what we want.
So we want to see. That segues nicely into your fourth takeaway, which is fourth season in League One is pretty much confirmed. How do you feel about that? And I'm sure a lot of Town fans just want to get out of this league as quick as possible. And hopefully McKenna is that man. Yeah,
well, what anyone who was at the ground would have seen that Shrewsbury celebrated a 1-1 draw against 10 men like they'd won the league. Honestly, and that's no joke. They were all coming up to the barriers, but in the last 5 minutes. So they'd all left their seats and they were all like by the barriers on the side of the pitch. I don't know if that's what they normally do. I've never seen that. It was a bit odd. And then after the game, they were big groups of their Shrewsbury fans were all in good spirit. I'll add, there was no aggression, but they were all jumping around and singing. And for like 45 minutes after the game had finished, they were all still outside the ground. And there's been a lot said about the standard of referees in this league, but we haven't lost a game or drawn a game because of a referee. We've drawn a game because we haven't taken our chances or created more chances. So, but all of that's crap, So we just need to get out of this league, get away from the refs, get away from the the clubs that are just trying to not get beaten very much. And I think we've all had enough now. We've done this tour of all these grounds, and Accrington, and all, Fleetwood and Morecambe, and all of these grounds that we don't traditionally go to. We've seen them now. Let's just get out of it next year and get back into the Championship. I think we've all had enough of all this now.
Hopefully next year is the year we do finally get out of League One, but we shall wait and see. Dazza, final takeaway then is a positive from the weekend, and he's been a positive for the last, since under McKenna, and that is good old Luke Wolfenden. He is class once again. He's a Rolls Royce. How much do you like him?
I love him. I think he's absolutely fantastic. This season he's really sort of shown what we saw that first season in League One when he came back from Swindon, just cool and calm, but this under McKenna, he's in the middle of a 3, which is very different to playing in a 2, and it's perfect for him. He just reads the game. And on Saturday, every single time there was a ball over the top or something where he had to then challenge his defender, he won the ball every single time. He's good in the air, and he's not winning the ball and smashing it into touch, which is okay. He'd get the ball control back to the keeper, back to another defender, pick out a midfielder. And then what he's added to his game in the last few weeks as well is where we're playing teams who are just going to sit deep. He's making runs forward and ending up in the box and putting in an extra man in. And so I think we've seen really what we all hoped and thought he would be this season. McKenna's obviously given him a lot of confidence, but he's a quality defender. Hope we hang on to him. I hope he wants to be part of this next season and get promoted with his local club. But he's absolutely fantastic. He had another great game on Saturday, and he's a core part of our team going forward. I hope, I really do. So the Suffolk Van Dijk, he's brilliant player, quality player, and I hope I don't think he's captain material because he's a bit too horizontal, isn't he? But certainly he's a really important player for us in the coming years. So another great performance by him.
Indeed. Well, Dazza, it's been a pleasure. Fantastic 5 takeaways there. Any other notes before we wrap up?
No, I mean, the support again, our away support continues to be fantastic. We sold out that end, or pretty much sold out that end, of 1,800 fans, and the home support's great. So I think we all just want next season to start. If it starts next week, brilliant. That's crack on and start, getting the points for us to get promoted. But that's all. We're in a really good place. The club's in a great place. Obviously, it's now been a year since Game Changer came in, and we're obviously on the pitch. We're not in any. I think as Stuart pointed out, we're not in any better position really than on the pitch, but everything else is in place now. So we've got a great manager, good squad. We'll add to it. We just need to add goals, and next season we'll get out of this, hopefully.
Indeed, mate. Well, thanks for joining me. Hope everybody at home has enjoyed watching. Make sure to keep an eye out on all the other content I will bring throughout the week. Bye for now.